And Davis Mills, 16 for 30, 153 yards, 2 touchdown passes last night for the Houston Texans. And you pair it with what the defense did, and it was more than enough to hold on and win that game. As you mentioned, the 8 sacks of Josh Allen, battered throughout the night, couldn't get away. And, hey, the offensive line has something to do with that too. But when you're just overwhelmed, when you're overpowered, when they can get you with multiple guys, when you've got bookend great pass rushers in Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter, even the best offensive linemen are going to have a hard time. Here's Sean McDermott, coach of the Bills, and Josh Allen on how that Texans defense got after the defending NFL MVP.
Well, when they hit their quarterback 12 times, that's I don't like that. I don't like that stat at all. And it's not a healthy way to play or a healthy way to keep our quarterback healthy through the remainder of the season. So that's just not a good formula right there.
Yeah, it's not fun. I ran into a couple myself. I got to be better with throwing the ball away and living to see another down and letting us play some situational football and pinning them deep. And too many times I was going backwards, and I got to be better on that.
Man, they had the ring light on extra high for those press conferences last night. Good Lord, they should have worn sunglasses out there for that thing. But, hey, you don't expect to see a guy with the escapability of a Josh Allen get swallowed up like that. The problem is there's only so much you can do when those guys are just on you. You're back there, you're looking around, you're trying to set up, and the next thing you know, they are on you. I don't know that Patrick Mahomes can escape that. We're going to find out because they play the Texans coming up here down the stretch. But, man, you got to get rid of the ball fast. You got to get some blocking. And you also got to get down. That's one of the realities, too. You can't fight for every blade of grass or every sliver of plastic. You've got to get down and not take those big hits. But some of it's just unavoidable. Some of it, you don't even get a chance to get down. They're on you so fast, you don't even have a chance to process, I just need to get down. Because he did get driven into the ground multiple times last night on the play that wasn't a sack because the force of the hit pushed him beyond the line of scrimmage, the one that seemingly knocked the wind out of him. But it was odd to see that happening to a high-end quarterback. And a lot of reasons for it, but, man, it just shows you what a great defense can do. As Sims has been saying all year, the Texans' defense is good enough to win games on its own, and that's the kind of defense that will help teams advance in the postseason. Defense wins championships. Yeah. Offense gets you there. Offense gets you in a position to let your defense take over. But what do we see? We see it once every 3-4 years. An incredible pass rush delivers a Super Bowl win. We saw it this past year. We saw it when the Bucs beat the Chiefs. We saw it when the Broncos beat the Panthers. We get reminded of the fact that if you have an overwhelming pass rush, that's going to get you over the top. It may not get you to the final, whatever the terminology is, when you're getting close to base camp, summit, whatever. I don't know. But it may not get you close, but it can get you over the top.
Yeah, there's no question, Mike. Just as we talk about quarterbacks, a great quarterback can cover up a lot of your flaws and take your team maybe further than your team is designed or built to go. You're like, we're really not that good, but we got a franchise quarterback, and he can put us in places where we really shouldn't be. Overall, we're not that good. And a great defense, not good, but a great defense like Houston's can do the same thing. They're the number one defense in football, and you can see why. And I can hear Josh Allen in that press conference. I mean, he's being a good teammate. He's being a good leader by saying he ran into some of them. But that's not quite the whole story. That's out of context. Let's just put it in context. Last week, just a few days ago, we're talking about Josh Allen being the only modern quarterback, the only quarterback since the merger to have 6 touchdowns in a game twice. He's done it twice. He just did it. Less than a week ago. So he has 6 touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 rushing. So why wouldn't that guy think he could run away from pressure? Because he usually does. This is a different animal. he was facing with the Texans. What he did last night, spin around and try to run. We've seen Josh Allen do that 50 times and come up with some amazing play. Either he runs for 25 yards or he's on the run and he throws a rope for 30 and it winds up being a touchdown. That's what he does. They're just too fast. That defense, they're too fast. They're too strong. And they don't have to do gimmicky things to put pressure on you. That's a real problem. So a lot of teams come at Josh Allen, they overcommit, then he runs, and then there's space in the middle of the field. These guys, they're like, hey, we'll do it with our defensive line. And if you get by our defensive line, you got to deal with our backers, and our corners can cover. They're really a tough matchup.
And it wasn't just since the merger. It was since Otto Graham in the 1954 NFL Championship. And Josh Allen is the first guy to do it since then, and he's done it twice. And they lost one of the games. It was the barn burner against the Lions last year. Then they won against Tampa Bay this time around when he did it. So it really is incredible. And you're right. He usually can get away from that stuff. Run into it, run away from it. He had no choice. It was on him so fast, he really couldn't do anything. Didn't even have the time. Throw it away, take a seat, whatever. He was just overwhelmed by that pass rush. And I was reminded, as you were saying, what you said of Peyton Manning after the Colts lost to the Steelers in the divisional playoff game in 2005. Trying to be a good teammate here, but let's just say there were some issues with protection. He got killed for that. That was the old school way of throwing teammates under the bus, and he got killed for that. It's a far cry from Tua a couple of months ago. But, yeah, Allen's got the skills, unlike Peyton Manning, to escape. Didn't matter last night at all.
Well, let me ask you this, Mike. Sorry to interrupt, but you said it's an old school way of throwing somebody under the bus. I agree. I remember that press conference from Peyton. I was thinking, what? What are you doing? You're talking about your offensive lineman? That's the problem? You're Mr. Director. You're Mr. Hey, I got this whole orchestra in my head, and everybody does. They go exactly where I want them to go. And so now you're going to say it's them and not you? Not a good look. But last night, we just showed that clip of Sean McDermott saying, hey, it's not good. It's not a good way to live when our quarterback gets hit 12 times. And he was annoyed. And you saw Josh Allen on the sideline after a fourth down stop. This is unsuccessful fourth down try. He says, what are we doing? To Mitch Trubisky. He's talking to him on the sideline. What are we doing? So do you think this is this a message to Joe Brady? Is it just general frustration, or is he trying to say, we got to do something more? I expect something more from our offense because I just can't have that happen in a game to Josh Allen, especially when we have James Cook. Not that he was going to, run for 4 yards a carry last night outside of the chunk runs. He had a big chunk run, so that kind of skewed his average. But you've got other options where you don't have to just lean on Josh Allen to drop back and make magic on every play.
The recent criticism of the Bills has been they don't have enough skill position players to complement the greatness of Josh Allen, and it's all him. Well, they have James Cook, but in the passing game, does he have a lot of high-end targets? And now, after last night, doesn't matter. He could have Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens as his top three receivers. If you can't get rid of the football, it doesn't matter. So that moment where, what are we doing? He's not directing it at anyone. He's not angry. He's not starting a confrontation. It's not Tom Brady and Bill O'Brien or anything like that. But you know who sees that? Beyond everyone else, the owner sees that. Yep. And this is the lingering issue with the Bills. And I'm going to go there even if I get a phone call from the Western New York area code. What is it, 716? I don't know.
716?
But even though I may get a phone call later today, how many years of Josh Allen's career will not end in a Super Bowl appearance. And at what point does ownership say, we got to do something? Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.